Hello, all my happy enders. How are you this week? Hope you guys had a good week. Once again, I'm fucking exhausted, tired, so let's get this shit a-rollin'. Why we roll shit? That makes no fucking sense to me. There's gotta be something. There's gotta be a reason why they say that. I don't know. Maybe in a wagon and you're rolling it uphill or getting it away from your house or something. I don't know. Historically, there's got to be some shit going on. Okay, so speaking of shit, Blue Apron is not. Blue Apron is not shit, but after you eat it, it does actually turn into it. But it's a nutritious one. So, Blue Apron is a subscription service for dinner or lunch or breakfast. I don't know how you eat your meals. I won't judge you if you don't judge me. I had a donut today and I'm a fat girl, so fuck. So Blue Apron works for me too because one, if you want to be lazy, like they totally go grocery shopping. I don't know why I said totally. They go grocery shopping for you. They give you the recipe. They give you everything. All you have to do is fucking cook it and take the credit, eat it, and turn it into poo. It's amazing. BlueApron.com, I'm serious. This is a subscription service that you will enjoy. And if you go to BlueApron.com/happyendings, which is BlueApron.com/HAPPYENDINGS, you get 30% off your first box. Famous Smoke Shop. After you're done eating, maybe you want to smoke on something. And I know California, it's legal for pot. But hey, this is not pot. This is actually a cigar. A fine cigar. A nice cigar. It's a good boy. It went to Catholic school. So Famous Smoke Shop, if you use promo code HOT20, which is HOT20, you get $20 off a purchase of $145 or more. Or HOT10, which is HOT10, you get $10 off a purchase of $85 or more. Handy app, so if you need somebody to dig you out of the hole you just fucking dug into, like, I don't know, maybe me, Handy App is your one-stop app. They will house clean. They will help you fix things. They will clean your pool. Handy App is just that one app where if you need anything for your home, these people are going to fucking get it for you. And if you use promo code AppSave30, which is APPSAVE30, you get 30% off your first booking. How fucking awesome is that? Shoe Dazzle, because you know shoes dazzle you. You see that one pair of shoes and it dazzles your asshole. This is what Shoe Dazzle will do, or any other type of part of your body. Shoe Dazzle, you actually take a quiz. It's a subscription service, which you can stop, you can pause, you can not pause, and just get shoes every month. Shoes to your door every month. You got food, you got shoes, you got a smoke, you got somebody to fix your shit. It's amazing. Shoe Dazzle, if you use promo code HAPPYSHOES, which is HAPPYSHOES, you get $10 off your first box. And last but not least, we've got Dollar Days. Dollar Days is this crazy website. It's a bulk website where you can buy so much stuff. You get lost in this website because there's so many things that you can buy in bulk that you didn't even know you needed. Dollar Days actually gave us two promo codes, Happy Endings 20, which is HAPPYENDINGS20. You get $20 off your purchase of $200 or more. Or Happy Ending Ship, which is HAPPYENDINGSSHIP. You get a flat rate shipping of $9.95. On today's episode is Tait Fletcher. Tait Fletcher, he was an MMA fighter. He's been in movies. He now has a coffee company called Caveman Coffee. He was super awesome, and I hope you enjoy the episode. If it's too low,
Everything feels real good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a massage before?
Yeah.
Nice. I kind of assumed.
I get out of all the different kind of modalities of healing, it seems like the thing that my body responds to, or for the maladies I have, the best.
Okay.
I never get much result out of like acupressure or acupuncture or chiropractic. I feel like that shit, you move the bones and then the muscles are the directing thing that moves the bones back apart, and you could do that dance forever if you never get the muscles relaxed right or stimulated right, depending on what they're doing, right?
No, that's completely true. Get undressed, get under the sheets. Ooh, you're in for a treat. No, I promise this is not a dream. It's just a happy ending with Joy Eileen. There we go. All right. No, that's good though, because a lot of people, they don't know their body. And I've tried, like, my whole thing is every body is different. So if you find something that works for you,
right,
stick with it. So
it's just that, it's like everything. It's the continual attention paid to the whatever the thing is that you want to get better.
Right.
Yeah, that stuff, like my medial glutes, I know, are real tight.
Uh-huh.
And that affects my hips, and then that my pelvis moves. I've snapped my pelvis before, and so it's mobile more, and so that kind of shifts my hips, and that gives varying degrees of discomfort.
Now, how did you snap your pelvis?
Just lucky. I wish I had a better story. I had wood floors in my bedroom. I got out, stepped on a shirt in one, and kind of did the splits, and I snapped like my pubic symphysis.
Uh-huh.
And so it was like radiating pain. I couldn't figure out what I'd hurt even for maybe a month, but sometimes it would feel better, like it would shift, and so sometimes it would feel better, and then sometimes it would be excruciating, and I thought I had back pain. I ended up getting a saddle block in my spine, epidural, and I did all types of shit before a healer guy figured it out, and we were able to pop it and work it back into place, but it still moves a little, so.
Okay.
There's that. 4 surgeries on my left shoulder, a bunch of dislocations to my right. I think both my collarbones been broken a couple times, and there's like steel in this shoulder, but this is the one that hurts most and is like at risk for dislocation, I think, more.
Okay. Do you feel it, like when you're lifting or anything?
Every day, all the time.
All the time. Okay, so it's just a constant.
Yeah.
What do you do to keep it together?
A lot of massage.
Okay.
And then I just try to keep posturally correct. It helps the better position I'm in, and the more I can get my sliding tissues moving, the less, I think it just binds it up. It's like it feels traumatic, and then everything clinches up around it, and then that creates less space. I think that creates more hurt, right?
Yes. I don't know.
Is that what arthritis is basically? Is like there's not space in your joints?
Yeah, and you get a lot of, I don't know, like the technical term, you get a lot of gunk inside there.
Yep.
And yeah, it just hinders all of the hinges, finger hinges, elbow hinges, and a lot of it is like repetitive. If you do something a lot, kind of like carpal tunnel.
Right.
You know, you have those muscles just inflame that bone area, and then it just starts narrowing, and it starts hindering all of those movements for the little muscles.
Yeah.
Now, any like good break stories? Like, I know you just listed a bunch of them, but
I broke my thumb once as a kid in hockey, and that was it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Other than that, I think I've broken knuckles and ribs and stuff, but nothing that, like, casted or anything, nothing, like, too debilitating.
What position did you play?
In hockey?
Yeah.
I played defense, and then I played goalie for, like, 3 years also.
You're such a Canadian.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
What position? I was like, what are you talking about? Is hot now.
It was huge in Michigan, hockey was.
Okay.
And so everybody played growing up. We'd play on frozen ponds, and in the summer we'd play in the street on tennis courts or whatever.
Orange balls.
Yeah. Yeah. We would go, if you were rich and you had a snow machine, like a snowmobile, you could pack down your backyard, and then you go out with a garden hose, and you freeze the backyard, basically. And so every time it snows, you go out and you freeze it more and keep packing it down, and you can skate in your backyard all winter in Michigan.
Damn. Now, you're talking about, like, balls, right? Like,
For street hockey.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm like, is that a Canadian thing, too?
Yeah, what is this balls she's talking about? What? Let's go
I've heard
deeper.
of blue balls, but never
I'm
orange.
massaging his back. I haven't even...
What are the
got
orange
there.
balls?
Right?
How does that happen? What?
Oh, that was only gingers, but okay.
That's hilarious.
I'm not on this podcast.
Right, he's bald. I didn't realize we were going gender that fast, but all right, let's do it.
That guy kills me.
Oh my God, he's so funny. He's very intimidating, though. There's been a couple times, like, I went to walk up and ask him if he wanted to do the podcast, and chickened out and ran away.
What? Why?
Because I am very awkward, and I just make a mess out of conversations.
It's hilarious.
A lot. Like, it's my favorite. My husband's favorite thing is to watch me try and talk to people, because he's like, you're such a dork. I'm like, I know. I get it.
Let's watch her joy.
Yeah. I am shook Michael Rappaport's hand the other day and couldn't stop giggling. And wanted to crawl into a hole and die.
So cool.
And then I was talking to Anthony Jeselnik, and I was like, okay, I'm being cool, because he was asking questions about the body. That stuff I've got.
Wild.
And then he started talking about comedy, and I just like joyed out so hard on him to the point where he was all, whoa. I'm like, yeah, away right now.
So, which was the hardest conversation for you out of those three?
I still haven't talked to Andrew Santino.
Really?
Yes.
How many times have you tried to approach him?
Like 4 times.
Good God.
But he has called me a bitch on Twitter, so there's that.
Now, what was the context?
Okay. There was a very thirsty girl on Twitter, and she was like, I'm drunk as hell. This isn't verbatim. I'm drunk as hell, and the more drunk I get, the hotter I realize how hot Andrew Santino is.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you are thirsty. And I probably shouldn't have cock blocked, but I kind of did. I was like, oh, honey, maybe you should look at him when you're not drunk. Like, is he on...
Oh!
You deserve that.
But I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like...
Yeah, and those characters, it's hard to explain how you really feel, though.
Yeah. I was just like, I don't know, to me that wasn't a compliment. Like, I'm drunk, you're hot. I was like, maybe you should say this when you're not drunk.
Is you're hot, is that ever not a compliment? What are the situations where that's not complimentary?
I don't know.
We don't get them often. We don't know.
We don't get them at all.
I would think I'm grateful anytime anybody would notice that about me. I'm like, fucking right on.
Hey, you're hot. No, the only time somebody would tell me I was hot is if I was on fire. I'd be like, you're hot.
Stop.
Like cremated. But,
Andrew's got to do this. He'd love it.
and, I go, is the only reason you think he's hot, and this was the comedian in me, is because he has red hair, and you think his hair's on fire, and he's all, bitch, how old are you? And he just like laid into me, and then I wrote him back, and I was like, no, I was making fun of her being thirsty. I really wasn't making fun of you. I'm a comedian. And he's like, oh, we're cool. And I didn't say a thing back. I was like, okay, I'm done.
I'm cool, and I'm just going to walk away slowly and act like I died.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm going to approach him, open my mouth, snap it closed, and run away for a couple more months.
But really, obviously, so he'll see us do it.
I love it.
And then
You gotta start filming every approach.
Oh God, no!
Every approach you gotta film.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen it. I've been awkward with
that's
you.
gonna be our Patreon. It's just Joy trying to ask people to be on the podcast and failing.
I've had this podcast idea for quite some time.
How many times have you failed?
So many.
at asking people to come on this podcast?
Yeah.
How many? What's your ratio of like you get 100 asks out there? How many are like yes into it?
Oh, we're just talking about failed asks.
Yeah.
We're not even like.
We never even got the words out.
Yeah, because normally I'm like, hey, do you want a free 1 hour massage? I'm really fucking good at what I do. Like, I've been doing this for 12 years.
Yeah, who says no?
A couple people.
Animals.
But I don't know if they're saying no because I'm so weird. Because I'll tell people, I'm like, hey, but I am a massage therapist. Like, I really am. I have my license.
We're not just asking to touch you naked for no reason.
And then I'll be all, I'm not weird. I'm a little weird, but...
But that won't come into play here.
Yeah.
There'll be a camera. It'll be weird. It's fine. Don't pay attention to the fact that we don't have pants on. Like, it's not...
Right.
Yeah. It's easier when you guys are face down.
I
I
bet.
don't have to talk to you. Or like, I can talk to you, but I'm not... Yeah, you don't know what my facial expressions look like. You don't know how red my ears are. It's perfect.
I'm always looking at yours.
That's why I wear the bandanas.
It's hilarious.
Yes, because when I got on stage, you know how like you record your sets? Mm-hmm. There's a couple times I've watched myself and my ears get bright red on stage, and so the bandana came into play.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love you.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
On and off for a couple of years now.
How long have you been on? Are you on a streak right now, or are we off right now?
You know what?
This last year, she's really...
Yeah.
hard.
2018, John, my husband, was like, okay, I'm making your New Year's resolution for you. And I was like, bitch, you call me fat. I'm going to drop this fork after I take this bite of cake and kick your ass. And he's like, no. He's like, I think you need to, like, start doing more open mics. He's like, you want to do comedy. You're good at it. You like it.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'll start watching the kids more. I'll start doing homework with them.
Perfect.
Like, I'll take over. You go do this. And so last year was when I really started pursuing it.
How great.
It's fun.
How many times a night do you go up?
I go up maybe twice a week.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah. I also live in Santa Clarita.
Uh-huh.
So...
There's a lot of clubs through there, though. Aren't there places to work out all up and down?
No, I have to come here.
Really?
It's like a 30-40 minute drive. Like, I'll go home. I have 3 massages at the chiropractor, and then I'll go home, change out of my scrubs, and then come back up here, basically park in the same parking spot I am right now and go do Cabo Wabo.
Right.
So, yeah.
And Joy's been getting up at the store.
That's cool.
She got up last week.
I did.
The difference is just the amount of times you do it, from what I understand.
Yes.
And back in the day, when I was living at Rogan's, I was just around to those guys all the time. Every night, Joey Diaz would be, I mean, it's such a sad story. You have to drive full 30 minutes, you know. Mm-hmm. Joey would drive around for hours to do 3-minute spots at the Ha-Ha, everywhere. He'd hit 4 different spots a night driving around for hours.
Yeah.
And that was, I don't know, 2007 or something, like not super long ago.
No. And yeah, I've been trying to hit more and more. Like, I'll do Cabo, and then I'll drive. On the way home, I pass Burbank, so I'll hit Flappers. And then I'll get home around 1 in the morning, and then, have to take the kids to school and all that fun stuff. But
it's interesting. They're like the last cowboys, kind of, I feel like comics are.
Mm-hmm. No,
It's like set their price, travel around. Also super lonely.
Yeah.
In that whole travel around the world kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. And it's rough, And I know John has been really trying to get me to quit my job. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, do it. Let's just quit.
I don't feel like I've ever heard about a more supportive spouse.
He's awesome.
It's pretty amazing.
He's a good guy. I got lucky.
Sounds like it.
I got lucky. And then I have the 3 boys who don't...
Wow.
Yeah.
It's an active house.
It's no longer a house. It's now a submarine because there's so much semen in it because they're so gross.
How old are all these boys?
8, almost 13 and 18.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they're dirty. The 8-year-old, he just turned 8 last Friday, and I'm so mad at him.
He's probably going to have the most swagger out of all of them.
Oh, he's either going to be ridiculously gay, or he's just going to be the biggest man whore. Or, both. He can do...
He'll be confident no matter what.
Oh, yeah. That kid, Cassandra, you've met Brody. Brody is, he sparkles. Mm. He like, hi, I'm Brody.
Is he named after Brody Stevens?
No, but Brody thinks he is.
Right.
In fact, at one point, I told Brody, I'm like, oh my God, I have a son named Brody. And he looked at me and goes, thank you.
I'm going to see him later today, and then I'm going to tell him the same thing. I just met a little boy that was named after you.
Brody. But Brody will ask me, did you see Brody last night? I'm like, I did.
That's great.
He's fun. He wants to go to the Comedy Store so bad. He's like, well, I can pass as 21. I'm like, no, you can't.
To hear a set like Brody Stevens, too, being a young kid, like, be amazing. You're just like, this is a job. He's doing his job right now. That's it's amazing.
Yeah. No, that's what I felt like when I first saw stand-up for the first time. It's just like, it's magic. Just to be able to stand up and make people laugh.
Yeah.
And talk shit. My favorite is just like, I'm going to talk about the darkest shit that's happening in my life right now, and I'm going to somehow make you laugh about it because then my life is okay.
Yeah.
So here's this.
It's an amazing deal. I just admire the art form so much. It's like that control over the room to control the vibe of the room. Like, when you see mastery in it, it's amazing.
Oh, isn't it? I know.
And then tricks that motherfuckers do that have been around a long time. If they lose the crowd, to get the crowd back and all that. It's just like, it's fantastic. What a wave.
Right, or to pump them up or push them down a little if they're getting a little too rowdy. Like, let's simmer them down. That's funny though, like you said, for some reason I can talk to Joe Rogan. I don't know why. I'm awkward, but I'm not as awkward with him for some reason.
He can sniff bullshit.
Yeah, but also
you don't have that.
he's very smart, so I can talk biology with him and keep up.
And so you think that Andrew Santini, you think he's dumb, is what you're saying. And
Thanks, Tate.
Slightly.
Yeah. No, he's just intimidating.
he is not.
He is.
He's got red hair.
He's got
I mean, how's that? He can't be. It's all just by design. You can't be intimidating.
I don't know. For some reason, he's intimidating to
A
me.
redheaded serial killer.
Yeah, it's because he's got that Chicago. Like it's almost like being from New York.
Yes.
that edge.
It's
does.
an East Coast American.
It's from living in cold weather. It makes you fucking mean a little bit.
Right.
If you're, yeah, that's why Russian strong is such a real thing. Those
what
people live in miserable weather.
Then what happened to Canadians?
I don't know.
Just
what are
got
they
kind.
doing?
I don't know what happened. That is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, did you guys get your brain frozen or
Well,
something?
yeah, no, there's also less people, so we have to be nice to each other because we
Maybe
just keep
so.
seeing the same people all the time.
And the construct is different. I mean,
Yeah.
like in Michigan, we're cold and there's scarcity up there.
Yeah.
It's like people are just trying to eat, and I think that maybe they're happier people in Canada. It's less severe.
See, I must be from Michigan because that's all I try and do is eat too.
You're a dick.
Okay, so when did you move out of Michigan?
When I was about 21, I guess 20.
Okay, and where'd you go?
To New Mexico, and then I've been there. I've kept the house there since then, and then I moved to LA, and I've been back and forth between New Mexico and LA since like '04, I guess,
Okay,
somewhere in there.
why New Mexico?
There was a program in a school that I wanted to go to. There was a school that would take me, and it was a classical arts, like a literature college, and it was a set curriculum where you started with all of early Western civilization until kind of, I guess, about the turn of the 19th century, and started with music and ancient Greek and. Just kind of started at the beginnings of all these things, mathematics and all that, and progressed through until modern day.
Oh, that's interesting. So
And that's what took me to Santa Fe
Okay.
originally.
a guy I met online took me to Lubbock, so I get
Lubbock,
it.
Texas,
We're the same person, right?
basically. Except Lubbock's a rough haul.
Lubbock. My dad was so mad at me because he went to Lubbock because he was in the Air Force and there was an old Air Force base there. So, and he hated it. So when I was like, "Hey, Dad, I'm dropping out of college. Moving to Lubbock, Texas for a guy I met online," like all he heard was Lubbock, Texas, and he was like, "What?" And I'm all, "And I need you to drive me there." Yeah.
What forum online did you meet on?
AOL Messenger.
Of course, right
I'm
on.
old.
School.
I'm so old.
Somebody brought up Adult Friend Finder last night. Little Josh Martin did.
Oh, I don't remember.
And I guess that was like a pre-MySpace type thing or something. There was a segue there.
After I came back from Texas, I stayed offline for quite some time. So I'm like, only bad people meet you. I'm gonna, I just escaped one. I don't need to find another one.
It's amazing that people find love on all that. That's real shit.
Oh, I thought I was so in love with him.
Like Match.com, what are the babies that have been made because of Match.com at this point?
Right? It's true.
I had a comic ask me the other day if you had to pay for the girls on Tinder, and I was just like, no, it's just a fuck app. It's
Oh my goodness.
But maybe you can if you're grateful. You can leave a tip, maybe gratuity.
right.
I mean, I'm sure she has Venmo, so
Right.
Just
Did you hear about the girl that says, "I'll give you my number," and she Venmo'd herself money, took the guy's phone, and Venmo'd herself $2,000?
No.
It's a pretty good hustle.
Genius. Oh, yeah. That's a genius move right there.
I can't.
What emoji did she?
I want to know what the note. Yeah.
Right, yeah, like what explanation? Because I just paid Stephen Holler.
Four
She
stacks.
just
But
wrote
it's like, well, I
hope.
can't claim this one.
Just-
God.
This is just for hope.
Cocaine.
How do you claim it on your tax forms too?
Yeah.
Like, because I just paid Stephen Hollerman for 3 minutes tonight, and I just put the eggplant emoji. I was like, I'm not good at emojis, so here you can have this dick. I don't know.
I love that that's a dick now. That's the closest we've gotten to a dick.
I know.
It's like the corn cob, no, not really. We're going with the eggplant still.
No
It's still
one
the
wants
best.
it to be rigid.
It's the most formidable looking dick out of all the emojis.
I mean, I've seen some purpled heads before, but damn, that thing is purple.
Purple.
It is.
That was like Barney's dinosaur cock. Like, here, let's put this in.
I always want it to be more vascular.
Yes. I'm surprised they haven't added something that's like more dickish.
Because then
More dickish. Like a dick. Aren't we adults mostly? What the fuck? We gotta put fucking fruit for our dicks? A peach? Stop it.
Is the peach the vagina?
There are
ass?
great representations of asses out there.
But is
We
there
just use Cassandra. She should have her own emoji line.
Yes, you should.
Jesus, that's a good
Wait,
idea.
is there not a banana emoji?
There's gotta
But
be,
who
but
wants a
it doesn't.
dick?
It doesn't look good, and then it's skinny on both ends. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, but it's curved. I don't know.
Is curved good?
Yeah, but if you went to the grocery store, if you went to the produce section right now, and you were
You
like,
go
I'm
with a
gonna
cucumber.
shove one of those up.
You'd go with a cucumber.
Yeah.
If you were a lady.
Well, I'm not a lady. Don't call me that dirty word.
If not, use
Joey
sugar
would
beets.
make it difficult for herself. She'd be like, let's find, like, the most...
Recording, right?
It's still recording.
Okay. I was like, where did it go? I don't see it. Yeah, I would find the most god awful thing.
Just like, have you ever tried to shove a pineapple up your...
Oh my god.
Not cozy, I bet.
Okay, so speaking of pineapples,
Oh, God.
I was massaging. Oh, I don't think I can say who he is, but he's very high up in the sheriff's department, and I adore him and love him. And he was telling me about how Santa Clarita is like a huge swingers club, which kind of makes me sad because I've lived there almost 15 years and I'm just hearing about it. So obviously nobody's looking at me as swinger material, but whatever.
They probably just see how devoted your husband is and they don't want to fuck with that.
Thank you. I needed that. But I guess what you do is you go into the grocery store, you get a pineapple, turn that fucker upside down, and that is how you know that they're swingers, which terrifies me.
No way.
Yes. Because
Where do you get the glossary of terms? I can't move through a
I don't
world
know.
like this.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there has been an upside down pineapple in my cart before because I just don't pay attention to shit. And I'm like, and they still do not approach me. So I'm going to start putting upside down pineapples in my cart and seeing
like-
what I can find.
And a GoPro just ghosting you behind you on a cart. Just see what happens. Let's get views from all angles.
People. Hi.
Hey, what are you guys doing later? Barbecue, it looks like.
That looks fun. I like food.
Yeah.
I get crazy.
And then they find out that I'm like the most like shy. I'm like, why are you talking to me still?
So dicks.
So banana.
What do you guys think the best dick is in here?
Eggplant. Sorry.
Okay, so is the peach vagina or butt?
It's butt, right?
Okay, so what's the vagina?
There's no vagina.
There's no.
I'd like a nice. I don't see why we can't have a nice camel toe.
In Me Too time, there's no vagina? That seems inclusive.
Right? Like,
The craziest thing I heard about the Me Too time is they shut the vagina monologues down in Ypsilanti, Michigan, because they quote, not all women have vaginas, and so we're going to shut down this whole movement. And I was like, that is fucking that's insane.
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's a lot.
It's like anybody that's against anything has free reign to be. It's like you got to earn that somehow. I think we don't have. It's too much of a system where everybody can say everything online, and
Yes.
and like you're supposed to pretend that everybody has merit. It's like that's crazy that we're listening to 320 million voices as our news source.
yes.
Like that everything is just as good as the next. It's a weird world we're in now.
Yeah, you know what? You say that, and somebody told me that the other day. They're like, this world's going to shit. And I'm like, do you guys not remember 1994?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to shit, but it's weird.
We're just more aware.
Sorry, what happened in 94?
94, we had the...
I remember
Brothers.
'84, and that was when Van Halen put out Jump.
Okay, I was 3. No, 94 we had the Menendez brothers, we had Amy Fisher, Lorena Bobbitt, and one more.
I can't believe Lorena made a billboard this year too.
Oh, did
I
she?
just saw her on the way up here today. They've got a show. They're making a newly released documentary about the in love couple and what drove her to cut his penis off.
I was going to say, that's Peter Cut Lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then she threw it in.
And then she went on a drive with it in her hand, rolled her window down, and threw it out the window in a construction site.
Yeah.
And kept driving. And then somebody found it later and put that bitch on ice.
And then...
Sewed it on, and he went into porn.
Yep.
No, he didn't.
Yep, he did like,
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God,
He did.
94 was the best.
Thank you. Okay.
Was that when Guns N' Roses released their double album too?
But all I know is I would have been the greatest comedian in 94 because all the material was just like sat on your lap. Like, here, what would you like to talk about today? Dicks?
Yeah.
Which, of course, I would always go for dicks.
Dismembered dicks?
Dismembered dicks. Like ghosting. Like, that's the first ghosting.
It's like, I don't want the man anymore, but the penis. It wasn't bad.
I get that.
Yeah.
There's been a couple times I'm like, can I just take that and I'll bring it back?
How good does it look with no blood in it anymore?
That's true.
It'd be like getting the worst limp dick picture ever.
You'd have to stick a cucumber in it to pop it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I need a filler.
Exactly. like a sleeve. Like a skin. Well, yeah, it would be a skin sleeve, wouldn't it?
You could probably fill it with meat and then make sausage out of it if you wanted. If you wanted to get really gnarly. And then you've tied your spouse in the bed and then you feed it to him in the morning. If you're really mad enough to cut his dick off, you should go the whole way.
That's
Make
true.
sausage and feed it to him with eggs.
That's true.
just to have ovaries represented.
It's a whole different story. When was Ted Bundy? Was that around then too?
I think
No, Ted.
Versace?
70s? Yeah, okay. No, and then
No, Ted Bundy was not the 70s.
Yeah, he was.
When was OJ?
Really? That was late 96 maybe?
all I know is I was in anatomy and physiology class in high school. I was a
95.
senior, 1999, when they passed down the not guilty verdict.
Of OJ?
Yeah, of OJ. And when we walked out of class, I was with this crazy fucking Mormon girl. Because all the crazy Mormon girls like to be my friends.
Yeah,
And
me too.
and she goes, I'm glad that he's not guilty, even though we know he did it. At least his kids will have a father.
Oh
Wow,
my
that's so great.
And I was all, I can't be friends with you anymore. You're gonna kill me. You're gonna cut off my
That's-
clit and feed it to me.
That's a Christian lady talking.
It's definitely. I didn't
At
know
least he'll
that.
have his father.
I didn't know that OJ was a football player until I moved out here.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just thought he was a famous murderer.
Yeah. No, my
It's
friend was
amazing.
like, "What did you think he was famous for?"
You know,
I was like,
OJ, Manson, those guys.
fucking murder. And they were like, why did you think that they called him the juice? And I was like, murder. She was almost decapitated. That sounded pretty juicy.
Yeah, cut her head
to
off.
me. They were appalled. They're like, what do they teach you in Canada? I was like, not about murderers, apparently, or football players. I suppose is the problem.
We're more interested in the murder than football. It's not hockey.
No.
There's no orange balls in
Also,
it.
you're calling it football.
That was the first time that they really started to sensationalize the news, I think.
Yeah.
And that's when we saw the news as like entertainment as opposed to news, and that's when everything just became editorialized instead of actual news.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean,
Was OJ following that Bronco down the fucking highway at 12 miles an hour or whatever?
which is, oh God, I can't say it because I'm totally stealing somebody's joke, but somebody said something about that's not the first slow white Bronco, and they were talking about football. No, football. I'll help you with that one.
Cool. Every once in a while, people will say a team name, and I'm like, rugby? Right? No? Okay. I'll shut up then.
Great. Yeah, but I mean, think about it. Like when Lorena Bobbitt and Amy Fisher and all that happened, they were all TV movies within what 6-7 months.
Ooh, Nancy Kerrigan.
Uh-huh.
That
Oh, that's
was
another. That's the
yeah.
one that I forgot. Yes, Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan, same year.
crazy.
Yes, right. So, yeah, that's my argument when everybody's like, the fucking world's going crazy. I'm all, were you not alive in '94?
And then Biggie and Tupac almost back to back,
Yeah.
like 96-ish.
So California Love's the only rap song that I can actually completely sing.
Go ahead.
No.
And now.
I would need a drink. In fact, at the Comedy Store Christmas party, I did get drunk, and John was like, go do California Love. They'll love you. They'll fucking love you. So I was like, okay. And I walked up, and right when I walked up, the DJ's like, dude, somebody just signed up for it. And I was like, oh.
What did you have to do?
And then we were supposed to do Shoot by Salt and Peppa, sorry. And it was me and Cassandra, we were going to get up on stage, and he messed up and put Bobby McGee
It
on.
was horrible. Oh my god.
So we started singing Bobby McGee, and
Not a bad duet to pull, though.
No, the one chick came.
then some lady I love her. I love Elizabeth. She's gonna give me stage time, so fuck yeah. But she ran up on stage and grabbed the microphone out of Cassandra's hand and belted out very poorly.
I have a video of some of it. I got a clip of it and I sent it to Joy and I was like, I call this interrupting cow. I love Elizabeth, but she's so drunk she just stormed the stage. She's like, I know this fucking song.
Amazing.
It was so bad, Cassandra and I ended up sitting down on the stage and just watching her.
Just huddled together like people trapped in a storm.
And then afterwards, she came up to me and hugged me, and she's like, "I'd really like to sing with you again." Well, we got to do it the first time, honey.
Fuck.
You gotta have less drinks next time.
Oh man, no.
That doesn't happen at the store.
Yeah.
So did you start hanging out at the store when you were living with Rogan?
Yeah, before then. Yeah, I'd started working for Joe a couple years before that, I guess. And I was fighting at that time, and I'd just do, like, security work also.
I want to do security work so bad. I just want to hurt someone.
You might not be the best person for that job.
No. In fact, one of my because I massage a lot of...
You know what you should do?
What, hurt someone? Let's do
Well,
it.
if you just want to fucking hurt people, why don't you... This is the perfect place. You go into, like, some crazy dominatrix dungeon thing. It's probably wherever Cassandra's other home is. And she's probably already got it set up down
You're
there.
defenseless.
Just like she's used to. See? Exactly.
Yes.
I sure did.
You go in, you make $1,000 an hour or whatever you get for crazy people that
wait.
want to get tortured.
Where's this place?
Okay.
There.
You build it, they will come.
There is a sex place. There is a dominatrix place somewhere
In Santa
LA.
Clarita.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You have to have a
At the 7-Eleven.
so
The
holy
passcode
shit.
is banana.
I fucking forgot all about this. So we had a friend who was in a band. And he was like, come watch our band. This was before we had Tyler, because Tyler's John's kid. He's my stepson, but he's mine, whatever. And so his mom, for the first time, had him for the weekend. So John's like, let's go watch this band. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we go, and we walk into this dominatrix place. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get awkward in here.
Fuck yeah.
Shit. And they took us to all the different rooms. I met the madam. And then...
What are the different rooms?
Okay, they had the schoolroom.
Okay.
They had a baby room, like a nursery. Which
Creepy.
I was like, okay. Like,
Whatever y'all are into, I guess, but creepy.
yeah, no judgment. Like, my judgment card got taken away because I've done
I just
some
picture
shit.
a fucking balding old executive guy with a big lollipop dressed up in a diaper getting whipped by some fucking hot lady.
Yes, and peeing himself and being like, change me. I didn't even want to change my kids.
Crazy.
Then they had the dungeon room. They had just a bunch of crazy rooms. And there was one that looked just like Cassandra's apartment. No. So then...
And you were there?
And you were there? So then the band gets on, and this chick puts on a metal strap-on, and her
Ooh-wee.
boyfriend
That sounds aggressive.
starts sanding it so sparks are getting shot out.
Wow, next level.
And I'm all, oh my... And then... Oh...
And heating it up.
There's more. But wait, there's Billy Mays right here. So then she takes off her shirt, and she has cunt written across her tummy,
Good
tattooed.
for her.
But it's spelled wrong.
I
It's
know
with a
her.
K.
Oh, I don't know her.
Honey, no.
Which I was like, oh, grammar police, that hurts me. Like, I'm an author. We can't do that. It's with a C, baby girl. And then they stuck hooks into her
Oh, yeah.
and hung her from the ceiling.
Yep.
Where? And that's when I grabbed John and I was like, we can go now. And he's like, oh, thank God.
There's people that love that suspension shit. I don't get it, but they love it.
Where did they stick the hook?
In her shoulder blade.
Yeah, through their back.
Jesus.
Through the back.
God.
So they raised her, and then we left, and I'm not kidding you. We went to McDonald's and got ice cream cones because we needed like something innocent.
Yeah.
To go back to the diaper room.
Yeah. Then I took John's diaper off, and then
Ugh.
The
yeah.
other place Americans torture themselves.
Holy, I was.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's like, well, we went to one place. We may as well get fucked by another.
exactly. It was. Yeah. I'm all. All right, that happened. I didn't know what to do, and I mean, I'm not judgmental. Like whatever. Like I
So-
have secrets, but
So you didn't get off in there.
no. No.
Were you checking John's dick the whole time?
Oh my god, I was!
Like, does any of this excite you? Oh god.
Okay, so when John gets turned on, he can't listen to this one. When John gets turned on, his tummy grumbles.
Wow.
So, like...
So specific.
Yeah, so, like, if I'm scratching his belly and I'll go lower, like, you'll hear the gurgle, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna do it. Cool. So, like, when there's a cute waitress or something, like, I have my ears, like, go to his stomach. I'm like, huh, does he think she's pretty?
Wow.
Talk to him.
What a weird thing to have a towel like that.
Yeah.
As if the hard raging dick in your pants isn't enough. It's like, I got
Right.
motherfuckers listening to my belly.
God damn it. And I don't...
No, honey, my dick's hard for a different reason.
Right. I was thinking of the diaper.
Yeah, I just...
Just seems so
So what did you guys ever explore then further into the swinging community or the
No.
bondage club that you frequent?
No, see...
I love you, Tate. You're my favorite.
I missed the day in kindergarten where we learned how to share.
Uh-huh.
So that dick is mine. And
Got
I don't,
it.
Like, I feed him cookies on purpose. Because, like, women will come up and be like, your husband's so amazing. I'm like, John, eat another cookie. Like, I need to keep him chubby so nobody knows what I got.
Do you not have any interest in other dicks besides his dick?
No, I'm very monogamous. I'm also, I have to be very comfortable with you to, like, orgasm. Like, I'll have sex with you because I'm a whore and I have no self-esteem. But to orgasm, like, I really, really need to be comfortable with you. And we've been together 14 years. So...
And I know John is concerned about your orgasm.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I'm very loyal. I'm the most loyal person and he'll tell you. I'm like,
Unless he fucked the stewardess.
oh, I kill him.
Yes.
So, okay, so we have this deal, and this isn't a bit, but somebody told me I should do this on stage, but it's true.
Oh.
I was like, if you find someone that you feel will fulfill you more, that you love more than me, and you think will make you happy before you do something stupid, tell me first. I'll kill you both, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want in whatever afterlife you're going to be in. But tell me before you do something, and I will slice you. Told you I want to hurt someone.
I'm just trying to get you paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. John,
That's a good friend.
That's true. He's like, quit your job, go be Mistress Joy.
Oh, you could be Mr. Joy.
Can you imagine you do that one time a week and make twice the money that you make at your day job now or something like that?
With less.
And you'd be like, great, and then I go up 6 days a week on stand up and then I take care of my kids.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're doing your whole family a disservice by not getting the outfit and going and beating the fuck out of these executives.
Wait, what's the outfit?
I don't know, whatever outfit you got to wear for the BDSM
Yeah,
place.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't have to stop eating.
I mean, look behind you. I'm sure you can see some there. There may be a representation of said outfit within this home.
I love how she's
all looking around.
I'm like, honey, that's Gone with the Wind. Okay, so,
No.
there's Care Bears in my bedroom. Okay, like, come on.
I have no doubt that you can make any
Are you
event
tied up?
work.
That's, yeah. I don't even know where to go from there because now my head's like, fuck.
Do you find there's similarities in personality between fighters and comics? Because I noticed that a lot of times there's crossover between friendships.
Yeah.
Is it like a personality thing, or is it?
I
Just
feel like
a,
there's in all high art, it becomes, there's less dissimilarity as far as mindset goes. And, you know, a comic is a broke person generally, if you wanted to. You know, it's like they're broke and they're doing this thing that they're not even sure why they're impelled to do it. And they and it takes a lot of courage. It's like you're bearing your soul to strangers that are maybe drunk and might malign you, and the whole thing. You know, it's like it's a crazy, scary endeavor to do that.
You're broken?
And to have your own soul kind of get bared and go, it's going to be up for people's derision, and also I got this way because I'm sensitive, so it's like doubly loaded for those people, I think. And I think fighting is a similar thing, and like you want to exact your art form in a certain way and see, can I comport myself in my mind in such a way that I can bring the best version of me into the cage in the moments that I'm going to need it to happen, and I'm going to prepare for this for months or years or whatever, and I'm going to be in my underwear, and people that are dying to see me fail and that want to see me knocked out, that need me to win, and my mom and people that love me, and everybody is going to be there and maybe watch you get dominated in the most primal way ever. And I feel like there's a lot of similarities in that. Like whether it's winning or losing, the bombing or succeeding, it's all kind of like wrapped up into this beautiful exposition of a human being trying to express their soul in a way that they're not really sure of how to maybe course. Like this life's a weird thing, and then if you're a person that runs into either of those things and you start pouring yourself into it, it's just like, I don't know, I feel like you get to see glimpses of the most miraculous parts of people when when they strip away everything else and they become their rawest. And I think that's what true comedy or art in that way has to be, is it needs to have that kind of rawness.
I completely agree.
And I think the same way when you walk into a fight, it's like you can easily get in your way and become too safe. And that would be maybe like overthinking what you're going to say on stage, and then it comes across as stale. Or if I have to think about like, okay, I'm going to jab and then I'm going to hook, I'm already too late. You have to be reflexive about that. And that's the same way conversationally. You need to be fluid and to be engaging and interesting and all of that it takes to be a comic. And there's a lot of similarities in that way. And there's a lot of similarities in finding the rhythm. Like you create a rhythm with a crowd. Mm-hmm. You create a rhythm it's almost sing-songy when you hear the way some comics do bits by design. And it's also that in a fight, is I create a rhythm that I lull you into. And then when I attack, I break that rhythm and I double down on it or whatever so that I can score. And there's a lot of similarities in it, I think.
No, and you're right. It's like any art form too, because in my first book that I wrote, it was all of me. And I just put it completely out there, and that was scary too. And I was like, well, fuck.
What was the book?
It's called Breaking Faith, but it's a romance, but it's a girl who got out of a very abusive relationship.
And she dated a guy with a huge, huge penis?
Of course.
And it was named Breaking Faith.
Well, her name's Faith.
Right.
So it's Breaking Faith, Surviving
I got
Faith,
it.
Becoming Faith, right?
Okay. Are we going to do an illustrated version? It'll be like the old heavy metal magazines.
It's fucking awesome. But that's funny because I bared it all, and then I was like, all right, here, like, let's have it, you know. And then it was crazy how many women had came up to me and they're like, you wrote my life.
That's dope.
Well, no, I wrote mine, but they're very, I don't know, abusive guys are very similar.
Are very out there.
They're the same person.
Well, predation has the same kind of course, right? There's
Yes.
the same steps in it always,
So
of like the feeling out process as it increases.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. I think that's where the healing happens, right?
It is.
Is when you can honestly tell your story and somebody goes, God damn, that maybe me too. Maybe I could get around that too. Maybe I could find freedom in that.
That's exactly it. And I was like, look, you know, I found love. You don't have to find love. Like, you can just be by yourself. I mean, it's better than getting hit. But, so you just go. And I just did it because I didn't want to own that anymore. Like, I didn't want to own that past, so I gave it to her. And I made her strong enough to hold it. And it's not mine anymore. Like, I don't have to be weighed down by it. I don't think about it.
It's cool.
So, yeah, we all find our way to express ourselves and get rid of things that we don't want.
I sometimes think that's what it's a aspect that good comedy has, is that once these things get taped or premiered in some way, the best comics never do that same work ever again.
Yep, it's gone.
And there's something about a letting go that you have to fully turn your back on that previous work that was like a child, the way you raised it, and to create a new thing.
Yes.
Which is fucking wild. It's like to me, that's an act of bravery too, because then every time you're on stage, you've got this stuff that you know kills. You've got your magic bullets that you're never going to put in your gun again.
Yes.
Which is that's a wild oath that you take to yourself. And you can see people break it. I mean, I've seen guys do the same jokes for 5 years, but like Rogan, you'll never see him do the same joke after about 14 months after you've heard it the first time. It'll be already all glossy, and it'll be on a Netflix special, and that's the last time you'll see it.
And then it's done. It's born.
Yep.
Yeah. That's kind of how, like, I explained, you throw away...
It's interesting, the letting go of a real problem, though, is that same, exercise, I guess.
But writing a book is very much like being in a relationship. Like, when you first write it, that's all you think about.
Did you do it all by yourself? Did you just sit down at your computer and you go, okay, here's my format and what I want to do?
Yeah.
Cool.
All of mine. But, you think about it, you're in love with it, then you finish it, and then you reread it, and you start realizing that it repeats itself, and there's grammatical errors, and you kind of start resenting it a little. Then you polish it up, and then you publish it, which is almost like a breakup. It's like, here, I did everything I could with it. Here, take it, world.
Are you ever happy with that, do you think?
No.
Yeah.
No. In fact, I had somebody the other day, like, have you reread Breaking Faith? Like, have you reread your
You're
books?
like,
And I'm
never
like,
again.
they're gone. But I need to because I'm bringing back, I'm doing spinoffs. I'm doing 3 spinoffs. And there's a couple things.
It's going to be like the new Harry Potter.
with sex. Except they don't have sex in the first book. Sorry. Spoiler alert. Because I had to make them get to know each other first. So, yeah. I like love. Love makes me happy. Yeah. So have you ever thought of writing a book?
Yep.
Fuck yeah. I knew you were going to say yes. When are you going to do it?
I'm halfway through it, but I had to put it away.
Okay, I get that.
Because part of it just seemed like I'm trying to do a lot of things right now, and that whole thing of like living a bit in the past of which you have to draw upon in that way is very hard to simultaneously keeping my head on a swivel of moving forward. And I feel like it will cost me too much to endeavor to do that this year.
I get that. Last year was the first year I didn't publish a book since 2015.
Wow.
And that's because I started the podcast.
Yeah.
I really, really started focusing on comedy, so I had to put it away. And I just actually am finishing a book right now that I'm going to publish, and I was writing it in bed, and John's like, holy shit, I forgot this sound. I missed this sound.
You write on a computer?
I do.
Uh-huh.
In bed. Don't tell my chiropractor. Yeah, that's why I have a bad neck. I mean, plus I flipped a car, but whatever. So, yeah. What do you write on? Are you pen and paper?
Yep.
Yeah. That's how my first one was, pen and paper.
It sucks, though, because it sucks to share it with somebody.
Yeah, you're telling me. I can tell you how long a pen will last. Notebook.
I just like that visceral. I like being connected to the writing in the way that I get in that way. So I've just got a ton of journals and legal pads filled with shit.
In fact, the first book I wrote is pen and paper, and I still haven't published it.
Wow.
It's still pen and paper.
Do you have nice handwriting?
No.
Oh.
My 3rd grade teacher told me I was going to be a doctor.
I always thought how cool it would be if you had great handwriting to write it in your own handwriting.
Right? That's what they used to do.
Yeah.
Like, they'd find somebody with good penmanship, and they were like gold.
They're like, you get to write the Bible.
Yeah. This one, he's all, fuck this, I don't like women, I'm going to add this part.
Carve it into animal skin. It's the best thing we have right now, but we're going to keep these laws forever.
And yeah, add whatever you want. Like,
add in what you want, exactly.
If you're doing
Get
it.
drunk with your friends and just freestyle another story if you want to put one in, whatever.
Put in something about your whore girlfriend. It's okay, cool, we got it.
It is a weird thing how they make. Wow, I never really thought of that till just now.
Yeah.
They make life come from the man, right? From the rib of Adam. Not that the woman is the creator.
No.
That's amazing.
And somebody was like, yeah, just say celebrate, and he was hard of hearing, and he's all, celibate? All right, that sounds good. All of them were like, fuck, no, but they can't change it because they already spent too much money and animal skin on it. So they're like, fuck it, we're just going to have to keep it. Yeah. They'll change it in a couple 100 years.
It's one thing that religion's really good at. Change.
All right, is there anything you want to plug?
I don't know. Drink caveman coffee. That's all I can say.
Perfect. All right, did I introduce him?
No, we didn't do any of that.
Oh, shit. Okay, so on the table, who is now done, is Tait Fletcher. So,
We'll just stick that on the...
yeah.
No,
Perfect.
you probably won't.
No, because I edit it and I don't have time. But okay.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a good day. I didn't, did I? Oops.
No.
I took the picture.
You did take...
All right. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Please like, subscribe, anything like that. And you can also comment anything that will help. And also, if you want to talk to me, you can get a hold of me on joyshappyendings@gmail.com. Have a good day.